Okay, so welcome back to another video from Tech and Gaming Reviews. Now, I know it's been a little while since we've done a video with our face cam from our PC and whatnot, but here we are. We are officially back, and this is officially going to be our first face cam video for 2023. And honestly, I hope y'all had a fantastic time with your gifts that you got for Christmas for the first few days of the year 2023. But we do have some good news to share with you guys about an upcoming TV review that is going to be happening sometime this coming up week. Now, I don't know the specifics of like what day that we're going to get it, but Samsung is very, very indeed close to be bringing me my QN90B Samsung TV that is supposed to replace our QN90A. Now, the reason being that we're getting the QN90B as an exchange from our QN90A is because Samsung doesn't have the parts for that model no more, or, availability for that model anymore in stock. So the only way that I would be able to get a better panel or a better TV of that is they would have to exchange me with the same model but the new 2022 version. And there is some key upgrades when it comes to the QN90B. Instead of having one HDMI 2.1 port, you get all four HDMI 2.1 ports. It's still going to look very, very sharp and very clean, crisp in 4K, which I know we're almost giving us details when we don't even have the TV yet. But it's supposed to be very, very similar to the QN98. However, the upgrades with it, like I mentioned, 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. So, like, with that TV, you could definitely play on a Xbox Series S or Series X and have a PlayStation 5, and as well as a high-end graphics card like we got for a gaming PC, which we don't have an extreme high one, but we got a really good, powerful one. Ours is the RTX 3060 Ti, and I'm absolutely am grateful that I can get a lot more 4K gaming out of it than I did with the RTX 2060 regular. But you got 4 HDMI 2.1 ports as an upgrade. The other upgrade is that the TV does get just a tad bit brighter than the QN98. Not like there's going to be a big difference at all, because clearly it's just going to look identical. But you do have a slightly bit better higher peak brightness. The HDR is a little bit on the opposite side, but still very bright overall, and it's still going to give you a nice vivid gaming experience. So really, you're still going to be getting the same exact experience with the QN98 with the QN90B. But, however, there is a massive upgrade too with it. The QN90A with local dimming turn on, which is something that's supposed to help improve the contrast, it was only able to max out at 26,000 to 1. 26,000 something to 1 is what I meant to say. The QN90B was only supposed to do 19,997 to 1, but it got a massive upgrade, I guess, over the last couple of months. And now the QN90B with local dimming turn on, probably on high, I would assume, or medium, it can now max out to 73,000 something to 1, which that is insane, and that is very, very, very close to OLED levels. That's like insane for contrast. So the QN90B sounds like it's a good step up from the QN98. Better contrast, slightly higher brightness, and SDR. The HDR is pretty much basically the same. If you were to call, I mean, it's a little bit down, but you're still getting 1500 to almost 2000 nits of peak brightness. So really, when you're comparing high peak brightness numbers like that, from like the QN90A peaking out at 1800 nits and the QN90B peaking out at 1715 nits in HDR, you're not going to really tell much of a difference unless you're talking about below 1000 nits peak brightness. So the the brightness capabilities is what I meant to say. It's still going to be pretty much on par with the QN90A. And then, like I said, the main upgrade with this is that you get 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. And also, I did just remember to mention one other upgrade. Another upgrade with the QN90B, especially with gaming related, is that they got the new upgraded gaming bar. The QN90A has Samsung's old update of the gaming bar that lets you pick from the low input lag and the picture setting of what you want. They only still have the old one, and it lacklusters a couple features. The QN90B has the new redesign, and it has some improvements and some extra features on this new gaming dashboard than whereas the QN90A didn't have. So the QN90B seems like it's going to be one of the best, brightest 4K TVs ever, and this is where the TV is going to be going in. And as you can see, it'll fit this room perfect with the window that's right in front of us and the window that's right there, because this is our brightest room out of all the rooms. So the TV will indeed be perfect in this room. And this is our gaming room, our gaming studio. So, yeah. But we will be getting the QN90B sometime here in the next couple of days. We may get lucky and it may come later today, and Samsung might give me a call, like service quick, and I just might get told that, hey, they're on their way, and but I honestly doubt it. I feel like we're probably going to get it either Monday or possibly Tuesday or Wednesday, probably this week, or possibly tomorrow. But it is going to be coming, and we are going to get our QN90A swapped for the QN90B, and I honestly can't tell you that I'm very, very excited to check out the QN90B and to give you guys a full review. Now, also, on the downside, I have to let you guys know on a fair warning, is that this is probably going to be our last TV that we are going to be getting. Well, we're technically not buying it, we're just getting it swapped out from an old one that is messed up in some way to the picture itself. But this indeed will be our last TV review for quite a little while, and our next TV we probably won't be either getting until either summertime or possibly fall. So this is going to be our last TV for a good little while, but stuff can possibly change in the near future. But the way that things are looking, especially with me, only working 2 days a week and only having a few $100s, to play around and such, we probably won't be getting a new TV like the Hisense U8H that we were thinking about getting, or the TCL R655 6 Series TV that we were also thinking about getting. And also with all the new Samsung QD OLEDs that are coming out later in the year, and then possibly TCL's first QD OLED, now it's just starting to be like, well, dang, I might as well just enjoy the TVs that I have and just wait till later on near the end of the year to get some of the best ones. And especially our Samsung S95B is incredibly good. It's the best TV ever, but also the new QLEDs of Samsung's are still fire, and they get way brighter and they can last longer because of not having the risk of burn-in, even though they will not affect us because we play countless of different games and different content. So I just figured I'd give you guys a little bit of a fair warning that we won't be having a new TV to review for basically a little while, and I just figured I'd give that out to you before we end the video. But Be sure to stay tuned in when we get our QN90B here in the next couple of days or so, and be sure to stay tuned in for when we upload that video. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you will be notified when that video gets uploaded, and also be sure to hit that like button if you enjoy this content, and also be sure to leave us your thoughts down in the comment section down below if you're somebody that has the QN90B and if you're very satisfied and if it's really good and how happy you are with it, and especially if you're a gamer and have it, and if it's really, really good for gaming, which I know for a fact it is. So just leave us your thoughts down in the comment section down below of your experience with the QN90B, or if your QN90A is still working solid and it's still doing good. So yeah, just leave us your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Stay tuned in for the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and if you like this content, hit the like button, and we will see you guys on the next video. Peace.